As we are in game, we can see Beast and yeah, colors are right. So Legit is playing as red here as Empire, and then we have Prawsha playing as Beast, of course blue one. I can see some small stuttering, some lags, so obviously it's kinda annoying, but hopefully it will fix itself. I mean, it keeps happening, but hopefully it won't like crash the game or anything. We can see a really interesting opening by Legit. He was harvesting for a really long time, and then he went with his peasant down here, AFK for a while, and now he's building a blacksmith. Maybe he has some small legs. Okay, this is actually really weird. It seems like he has the rally point on this position. Now he's writing good luck, have fun, instead of moving his peasants. I mean, it's polite, but definitely not helping him. Then we have Prawsha here. Most people are expecting him to win the whole tournament. He also rated himself as the most skilled player during the registration, as advanced player, skill level 4. To be honest, I don't really understand this strategy, because building a blacksmith with no barracks kinda doesn't make any sense. He doesn't even have a farm, so I don't know how he's going to deal with population issues in a while. He has 10 out of 12 already taken. Going for gems really early on. Seems like he might be going for mass Elven Rangers or mass Pikemans. Prawsha going for Boron. Yeah, those small legs are still happening, but unfortunately we cannot really do anything with that. We'll just need to somehow stay it. I don't know which player is actually causing it, but we'll see in the next game when one of these players win and play another match if it's still happening or not. If not, then of course the player that was causing it already was kicked out. There was some weird message. 2 + 2 is 5, okay. Legit seems like a really good student in math. Still sending the peasants here, I don't really think that's a good idea. Just slowing him down a lot. Also, he's not even utilizing the time in his town hall, which is something you definitely need to do in the beginning. He has lots of resources, even though he doesn't have population. He won't have it for quite a bit of time now. He could definitely at least upgrade his town hall, or he should be building another barracks, just something. Prawsha is going for exploration here with a minion, another exploration with warrior, while blocking the way, of course, here with the Boron, probably on hold position. Going for a weapon master. It's actually quite interesting, to be honest. I almost never go for this early weapon master as Beast, because you just don't need the upgrades this early, because you will have like 2 units and it won't be effective. It's much better to spend the resources on another warrior and or just a goblin hut or something. Yeah, we have small lags. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them know that it's not happening only to them. We can see defense with peasants, definitely not too effective. Just slowing him down a lot. Going for the stone keep. Also has a tower, but didn't upgrade it. It's like Prawsha is going for a really quick attack here with some warriors. Oh, now I see the strategy. Actually, yeah, this is really smart. I didn't think of that before. This is one reason, the only reason where I would actually build a weapon master, but I don't usually do this strategy. And that is to make the forged weapons, so you can transform your minions to warriors. And this is actually a really efficient strategy, because you can just attack with your warriors, then of course take some damage with them, and then you can just escape home, transform them into peasants, or I mean minions, your workers, and then transform your workers to warriors, which means that you will have of course damaged workers, but you will basically full heal your warriors just by bringing them home and swapping them with the workers like this. So this is definitely a really good strategy. It's actually the most effective healing in the early game, because usually as a beast you don't have too much healing, especially in the early game, and if you have to deal with something like Empire with priests, or just fallen on the unholy ground, you definitely will need some healing, and sacrificing Borons or something to heal yourself is not too efficient, so this is definitely the best way to do it, just swapping your peasants. It doesn't really matter that they will be injured, yeah, unless some flying units go harass you. You should be fine, and you can just build a totem for that. So then it's just super effective. You can just full heal your units, as you can see he's already doing it here. Maybe he's just actually increasing the amount of warriors for now, but if he wants, he can just retreat with some warriors injured and swap them. Yeah, here is one. I think he's going to do that right now. He's just going to transform him into a minion, send him to harvest something, and maybe send a new one to equip the weapon. Of course, these ones are not that damaged yet, so it's not worth the way to go there. He's going for a Dark Altar, definitely a smart decision. He's going to need some trolls to destroy those towers. Here we can see some pikemans, elf rangers. Really interesting strategies. Of course, this doesn't make any sense against warriors, because warriors seem like a big unit, but you can see the small circle around him, and it's just classified as a small unit, so pikemans don't have a bonus against them with pike damage. You can actually just check it by hovering over with your mouse over the armor here on the warrior. And elf rangers, I mean, they could be effective if he had like a huge army of swordsmen that would just block this, but with like 4 units in front of the ranger, he's just totally useless, and also not too effective against this. Yeah, so the strongest army you can just do against warriors in this early game as Empire is just making a ton of swordsmen. He's going for bestiary, so of course trolls. Probably not gonna see any ogres. That doesn't make any sense against pikemen, so you can see some really fishy strategy from Prawsha here. He's going like behind the trees, trying to assassinate all the peasants from behind. So this is definitely interesting. Many people don't know that you can actually walk behind those trees. And seems like Legit don't even see it, because he's not moving his units there. He also doesn't have this tower upgraded, he just finished it. Actually, he's still not sending his units. Now he sent them. Maybe with the towers he will be able to defend. Prawsha probably don't want to waste too many units for nothing. This was just a small action where he just sent them there. Only half of his army. Maybe trying to lurk Legit out, to make him think that he doesn't have more units, and then he just accumulates more units in the back. Also we see a first witch. Maybe there will be a small healing, but we will have to see. He doesn't have any Borons here, so he would need... Actually, yeah, he's bringing them. He could also just sacrifice Warrior, but Warrior is too expensive for that, even though it has... Warrior has 70 more HP than Boron. Boron has only 300, but Boron costs only 90 gold, so if you compare the price value to the HP amount that you can get from it by sacrificing it, it's much more efficient to sacrifice Borons. The only problem with that is usually that Borons are super slow, so you don't want to usually bring them with your army. Also, it costs you maximum population, so you'll need to create new ones, and that can be quite challenging if you have only 1 stables, and creating more stables is of course quite sorry, I don't know the name right now for the word I want to use. Quite expensive just, yeah. So you don't really have time and resources to build multiple stables just to keep up with the Borons that you will need to sacrifice and also create population with. Of course, if you also have Goblin Riders, goblin hunters that you put on Borons and create goblin riders, then you get extra value from the Borons, but also they will probably die, not from sacrificing, but just from fighting. So then you will also have some population problems. So that's like the one thing that you might experience as beast player, that you sometimes struggle with population, especially if you bring Borons to the fight, either to sacrifice or as the goblin riders. To be honest, I think this is quite finished. The trolls are just going to destroy the towers, and if Legit decides to go here, he will just totally die to this. There is no way he can kill this. Even if he had twice the amount of units, he would definitely not defeat this, especially if there are those Borons that will be healing everything. Yeah, we can actually press Alt here so we can see the HP. There are still those slugs, actually getting even bigger now. But yeah, Legit already says GG, and seems like he already is going to leave pretty soon. So yeah, seems like Prawsha won our 5th matchup, as it was expected by many players. Also, he was going for a henge. I'm wondering, probably he was just going for upgrades for his trolls, but maybe he was trying to make some ogres as well, even though I don't think so. Legit wrote GG, but seems like he's still trying to fight with his peasants. So we will let him finish that. I mean, Prawsha will destroy this really quickly with the trolls, so it should be no problem. Also Prawsha built a totem here. Definitely really smart. Of course, not needed in this matchup, but maybe he was expecting the Legit to go for some secret Valkyries, because Legit was really not just making too many units, so it would be quite obvious assumption, because you of course expect your enemy to do something. So Valkyries would definitely be the thing that you could expect from this, and building a totem between your villagers is definitely the right answer to that. So it's quite understandable. And yeah, he's not going for ogres, he was just trying to get the ferocity upgrade, which increased the attack speed of your trolls, which is really nice. As you can see, 8 kills with this troll. Probably also farmed some on the peasants, but still really powerful. But actually he lost almost all of his warriors. Maybe he sent some home, but I don't think so. But maybe he just killed them with his own trolls, yeah. Usually, guys, if you already lose like this in the tournament, you should just leave the game, just to speed things up. But of course, if it's just this quick game with small towns, the player will just destroy it. Also bringing lots of Borons here, so he was definitely prepared for something more. And here we can check the results. 54 units produced by Prawsha, 33 kills. Largest army, 22. Once again, buildings not really comparable against Empire. And resources, yeah, actually you can see none of them made expansion, but Prawsha actually harvested almost twice the amount. Of course, in the end he was harvesting while the town of Legit was already being destroyed, but anyways, Legit I think was not too efficient with his peasants. He was just rallying point them next to his town instead of on the gold mines, and overall just not too effective micromanagement with his peasants, so that definitely brought these numbers down as well. Even though gems are pretty close here, Prawsha probably wasn't too focused on that.